We are the Group 6, and the title of our research study is all about the effectiveness of Baguio City Police Station 7 Facebook account as a platform for information dissemination. So, for the background of our study, we noted some of the historical ways on how other people in the past disseminates information, like for example the town criers in African setting, and we discussed up until the emergence of social medias and in these modern days that we use now in disseminating information. Then we also discussed about some negative and positive issues of the use of Facebook in disseminating information. And then the next one would be the significance of the study. So our study will be beneficial to the, especially to the Baguio City Police Station 7, for them to be aware and know how to improve their own Facebook page and disseminating information. And it will also be beneficial to other station in Baguio City, for them to assess also their own page if uh, their the information that they are posting on their Facebook account is being perceived by the viewers, or in other words, it is effective.
To support our study, we have the literature review, which contains of social media platforms are being used to disseminate information, specifically Facebook. It serves as the public relation to the community of law enforcement.
In our methodology, the researchers utilize descriptive survey as our research design because this design will directly determine whether or not the FB account of Baguio Police Station 7 is effective in information dissemination in its jurisdiction. While in our data gathering tools, we use questionnaires and interview guides. And in the data gathering procedures, first we send a letter to the Punong Barangay of AZKZO. And after approval, we send our questionnaires in Google Forms to our respondents. And for the interview part, we conducted a video conference to five of our respondents. And in our data treatment, we tallied and analyzed using weighted mean to determine if there is a significant difference on the perception of the respondents of the FB account of Baguio Police Station 7 as a platform in information dissemination.
In result, in SOP number 1, it allows public consciousness through reliable information. The community see the information freely, that they notified to access information posted on the account of BCPO Station 7. On the other hand, the disadvantage is the delay and limited information scope in the account of BCPO. They are not regularly posting on the Facebook page.
Result of quantitative data. The table shows that the perception of the respondents towards the FB account of Baguio City Police Station 7 as a social media platform information dissemination. The result shows that most of the respondents agreed on the statements on the perception of the respondents toward the FB account of Baguio City Station 7 as a platform information dissemination. However, the statement "I always access that BCPO Station 7's FB account in order to get information" have disagreed as agreement. This suggests that the respondents do not always access the BCPO Station 7 but still consider the platform as effective in information dissemination when looking at the overall perception, which is 2.75, as descriptive equivalent is agreed. The table shows the perception of the respondents on the effectiveness of the FB account of BCPO Station 7 as a platform information dissemination when grouped according to age. And the table shows that most of the respondents agreed on the statements. And the age group, which is the adolescent, young adults, middle-aged adults, older adults, most of them were agreed However, on the age adults, they strongly agree that the BCPO Station 7 FB account is effective in information dissemination. The table also show the quantified differences of the perception of the respondents in terms of age. This result shows that all age groups are significantly not different when it comes to their perception on the effectiveness of the account of BCPO Station 7 as a platform information dissemination. Even though the age adult is strongly agreed on its effectiveness, but above all, still all ages agreed, and their quantified does not differ. The table shows the level of agreement of the respondents on the effectiveness of the FB account of BCPO Station 7 as a platform information dissemination. And overall, both male and female agreed on the perception on the effectiveness of the FB account of Baguio City Police Station as a platform information dissemination. And the table also shows the quantified differences of the identified statement, including the overall equivalence on the perception of the respondents when grouped according to sex, which is all not significantly different. So, in terms of sex, male and female respondents have the same overall perception on the effectiveness of the FB account of BCPO Station 7 as a platform in information dissemination. The table shows the perception of the respondents towards the FB account of Baguio City Police Station 7 as a social media platform in information dissemination when grouped according to employment. This result shows that regardless of occupation, the respondents agreed on the effectiveness of the FB account of BCPO Station 7 as a platform information dissemination. The summary of the findings. The researchers found out that the statement of the problem number 1, which is the advantages and disadvantages of the BCPO Station 7 FB account as a platform information, is the advantages is the information allows the public consciousness through reliable information, while the disadvantages is delayed and limited information and scope. The statement number 2, which is the perception of the respondents toward the FB account of BCPO Station 7 as a platform information dissemination, that they agreed on the effectiveness of the BCPO Station 7 FB account as a platform information dissemination. And there is no significant difference on the perception of the respondents towards the BCPO Station 7 Facebook account as a platform information when grouped according to age, sex, and occupation.
For our conclusion, first, the citizens of Barangay AZKCO uses Facebook for source of information, wherein they have a certain page they have a certain page in Facebook. Next is information dissemination of BCPO Station 7 has advantages and disadvantages. And third, the Facebook of BCPO Station 7 is effective as a media platform in information dissemination. And for recommendations, the continuance of using Facebook account in disseminating information. Second, update and widen avenue through incorporation of social media platform to reach a wider scope of audience. And the third, determining the impact through social media platform. Summary of findings. In SOP1, there is the advantage and disadvantage. The advantage is the information allows the public consciousness through reliable information, while the disadvantage is delayed and limited in information scope. Next, in SOP2, there is no difference on the perception of the respondent towards the BCPO Station 7's FB account as a platform in information dissemination when grouped according to age,
sex, and occupation.